Thanks for tuning in to the stories that matter. Just a reminder of how you can support the podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Lovercast and comment on our next post and we will give you a shout out in the next episode. Now, let us begin our first episode for today. We'll be joined by our first guest, Mr. Andre Quinones. How are you, Mr. Andre?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine as well, thank you. Okay, we're now halfway through the last chapter in Rizal's life. In chapter 23, we will have no short discussion with Mr. Andre Quinones about Rizal's trip abroad.
So, as we all know, Mr. Rizal is quite a bright and curious man, so it's only natural that his life is eventful, am I right?
You are certainly right about that.
Yes. So in order to not bore our dear listeners, let's pick up the pace and continue the story of our great hero, shall we? Okay, let's start on his trip from Cavite to Manila in July 31, 1896. Rizal, together with his party, on board of the ship named the Hispania, left Cavite at midnight and sailed northward. At dawn the next day, Saturday, August 1, in that part of the Dumaguete, capital of Negros Orientales. Rizal, of his diary, wrote that Dumaguete spreads at the beach and there are big houses, some with galvanized iron roofing. He also paid a visit to an old friend and former classmate, Herrero Regidor, who was the judge of the province, and the very and Rufina Patis. The Espana left Dumaguete at about 1 p.m. and reached Cebu the following morning. Rizal was fascinated by the entrance of Cebu, which he considered beautiful. Rizal wrote something on his diary. He said, "In Cebu, I did 2 operations of tracheotomy, 1 operation of the ears, and another of the tumor." In the morning of Monday, August 3, Rizal left Cebu going to Iloilo, and on the following day, they entered Iloilo. There, our national hero still had some spare time to go shopping. After shopping, he visited the Hollow Church, which he commented is pretty outside and the interior is not bad, considering that it's painted by a lad. He also added that the paintings are mostly copies of biblical scenes by Gustav Dorff.
Okay, so Rizal still had time for shopping, huh?
Yeah, sure had. Going back, after Iloilo, Rizal's ship sailed to Capiz, and after a brief stopover, they proceeded towards Manila via Club. Rizal used his ship for Spain. The Espana. Alright, the Espana arrived early in Manila, Dubai, in the morning of Thursday, August 6, 1896. Unfortunately, Rizal missed the ship Isla de Luzon that was headed for Spain because it already departed the previous day at 5 p.m. Writing a bit later, Rizal mentioned this episode. He stated in the letter, "Unfortunately, I did not catch the middle ship for Spain, and fearing that my 1 month stay in Manila will bring me troubles, I made known to the Governor General. While remaining on board the ship in Espana, of my wish to be isolated from everyone, except my family." Near midnight of the same day, Rizal was transferred to the Spanish cruiser Castillo, ordered by Governor General Ramon Blanco, and stayed there for about a month, from August 6 to September 2. Rizal was well accommodated by the gallant captain Enrique Santana, who told him that he is not a prisoner, but a guest detained on board. On the brink of the Philippine Revolution, things are heating up. Evening of August 19, 1896, Fray Mariano Hill, or Agustinian Curao Tondo, discovered the plot of the Katipunan to overthrow Spanish rule by means of revolution. The uproar caused by the discovery of the plot was put out by the cry of Balintawak, which was raised by Bonifacio and the Katipuneros on August 28, 1896. At sunrise, August 30, the revolutionists were led by Bonifacio and assumed to attack San Juan, but they suffered a huge loss instead. After the Battle of San Juan, Governor General Blanco proclaimed a state of war in the first 8 provinces for rising arms against Spain, namely Manila as a province, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, and Tarlac. Rizal learned about the revolution and raging battles in Manila and was worried for 2 reasons. First is the violent revolution, which he believed is pointless, was realized, and 2, it would arouse Spanish vengeance against all Filipino patriots. So, of colonies with a covering letter which discharged him from all the blame for the raging revolution. September 2, 1896, the day before his departure for Spain, Rizal wrote to his mother. At 6 p.m. that day, Rizal was transferred to the steamer Isla de Panay, which was sailing for Barcelona, Spain. The steamer left Manila de Bay the following morning. Rizal's fellow passengers on board were young Pedro Rojas, a rich Manila Creole or friend, and his son Benedict. The Isla de Panay arrived at Singapore on the evening of September 7th. Several Filipino residents in Singapore, headed by Don Manuel Cabos, boarded the steamer and urged Rizal to stay in Singapore in order to save his life, but he ignored their appeal because he had given his word of honor to Governor General Blanco and he didn't want to break it. So, we're almost at the end of the chapter 23, so keep listening, dear listeners. And don't forget to write down the important details. So, going back. Rizal gave his word of honor to Governor General Blanco. But little did he know, the man he gave his word of honor to was secretly conspiring with the ministers of war and the colonies to destroy it. Rizal was unaware that since his departure from Manila Bay on his way to Spain, Blanco and the ministers of war and the colonies were exchanging coded telegrams and confidential messages for his arrest upon reaching Barcelona.
This is quite unexpected, isn't it? Rizal was a genius, no doubt about that. But here, Rizal was proved to be gullible.
The Isla de Panay left Singapore at 10 p.m. 8th of September with Rizal on board, unaware of what's waiting for him. On September 27th, he heard from his fellow passengers that a telegram arrived from Manila reporting the execution of Francisco Rojas, Ginato, and Osorio. On September 28th, a passenger told Rizal the bad news that he would be arrested by the order of Governor General Blanco and would be sent to prison in Ceuta, Spanish Morocco, opposite Gibraltar. Rizal was in shock, wrote the letter to his best friend Blumenthal, and wording his disgust and bitterness. And on September 30th, he was officially notified by Captain Alamani that he should stay in his cabin until further orders from Manila. He then graciously complied. Finally, at 3 a.m. on October 6th, Rizal was awakened by the guards and was escorted to the grim and infamous prison fortress named Montjuic. About 2 in the afternoon, he was taken out of the prison and was brought to the headquarters of General Rizal. In the interview, which lasted a quarter of an hour, the general told Rizal that he would be shipped back to the Manila on board to the transport ship Colon. After the interview, Rizal was taken aboard the Colon, full of soldiers, officers, and their families. And at 8 p.m. that day, the ship left Barcelona with our national hero. That would be for my part. Thank you guys for listening and bearing with me.
Thank you, Mr. Andre, for joining us today. And that wraps up today's episode. Before we sign out, I would like to thank you for your support and thanks for tuning in. As a reminder of how you can support the follow us on Instagram and podcast and comment on our next post, and we'll give you a shout out to the next episode.